Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. So today I am going to explain a great movie whose name is Spiderman and the Green Goblin. And if you're new to our channel, then like and subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so that you get the latest update of our channel. Let's start without any delay. The story begins with the Pumpkinhead, Green Goblin's henchmen, working on a shipment of weapons. When Spider-Man shows up to stop them, he claims that the Green Goblin is making a comeback with all other crime bosses out of the picture. As Spider-Man jokes that he is becoming the godfather of crime, Spider-Man explains that this is the fifth gob squad he has fought this week, and still no sign of the Green Goblin anywhere. Then suddenly his spider senses tingle when Pumpkinhead shoots spike bullets at him, which he dodges. Based on how he talks, it seems that Spider-Man assumes that Harry Osborn is the Green Goblin and takes every chance to attack him. When he blacks out and transforms into the Green Goblin, he has promised to save Harry and bring him home, but he has yet to find him since the school play. Although they work for supervillains, Spider-Man can't help himself from saving them, like when a couple of Pumpkinheads are about to be crushed by a falling container when one of them accidentally shoots at the ropes, holding it in place. After he rounds up the Gob Squad, Spider-Man interrogates them, intent on getting the Green Goblin's address. They explain that he doesn't have a base and that contacts them directly, not the other way around. It turns out that this is yet another dead end. As Spider-Man leaves with the criminals restrained in Spider's net, Spider-Man continues his patrol in New York City, hoping to find Harry. Later that night, Gwen Stacy gets a visit from Harry, who asks for her help. Peter Parker calls Liz Allen late at night to apologize for not seeing her in the play. While explaining that he has to do work for the Daily Bugle on the same night, Liz wonders if Peter would have gone to watch the play if Gwen had been in it. Peter reassures her that it is not that case, and that he was just tied up at work, hence why he missed it. Later, Aunt May sneaks up on him, claiming that he needs to be honest with the women in his life, starting with being honest with himself. When Peter was about to explain to her his current difficulty, Gwen called Peter being cryptic and asking for his help. Later that night, Peter shows up at Gwen's place and finds Harry is there too. Although Spider-Man may know that Harry is the Green Goblin, he worries that Harry may not know, so he decides to act innocent and play it cool. Harry explains that although the school already knows he has been taking something to improve his game, he reveals that he is taking an experimental Oscar performance enhancer called Globulin Green. He then started blacking out when taking it and discovered that he had become the Green Goblin during one of those blackouts. Peter tries to pretend this is news, but Gwen corroborates his story. Harry claims he has no memory of what happens during his blackouts. He explains that his father and Spider-Man have discovered that his green-fueled subconscious is taking over his life and making him do things just when he thought he was missing for the last couple of days. Peter thought he might have just blacked out and imagined it, but Harry insists it was real. Harry claims he destroyed his stash of glowing green so he wouldn't succumb to its temptations. Gwen suggests that he must tell his parents about it, but Peter and Harry agreed to do otherwise. Gwen explains that his father has supported him even when he thought Harry was the Green Goblin. Harry was telling the truth. Peter returned to his original thought that Norman Osborn was a Green Goblin. Harry then left, determined to confess to his father, hoping that he could help him again this time. Awkward with Peter and Gwen under the same roof alone, Peter suggests he gets Gwen too when he decides to be honest with himself. He's still trying to figure out how he ended up with Liz and she ended up with Harry, but after their kiss, he has always thought about her and claims she is the one he wants to be with. Worried that she might not have the same feelings as him, Gwen admitted to have been in love with him. Since the 7th grade, when they are about to kiss, Gwen stops and claims that their relationship can't be at the expense of their friends. Peter suggests they break off with their current partners when Harry overhears their conversation and walks away furious. Harry comes clean and asks for his father's help. When Spider-Man shows up and claims to believe that Norman Osborn is a Green Goblin, He explains that he followed him last Halloween to what looked like a secret room behind the armored suit. Harry explains it's not a secret room, but their wine cellar. Harry's mother walked in, but Norman assured her he would take care of it. Norman explains that he was there when the Green Goblin stole the inhibitor at Oscorp, to which there were witnesses to verify his story. He then asks Harry to answer the phone while he admits to Spider-Man his suspicions of Harry, whether he is telling the truth, and he even knows the truth. Harry then calls out to his father, saying that Donald Mankin is on the phone and says it's urgent. Spider-Man now is confused about who the Green Goblin is. He was initially sure about Norman until he saw Harry wearing the mask, making him question who the real Goblin is. While pondering, a set of grenades under Osborn's balcony is about to go off when his spider senses tingles. The bombs go off and Spider-Man feels dazed, hanging by a thread when a grenade is thrown at him. The Green Goblin then keeps attacking Spider-Man, claiming to test the limits of his rather unique survival skills. As Spider-Man tries to cling to his web, Green Goblin keeps cutting it with his blade, throwing weapons. Spider-Man then made a parachute using his web, but the Green Goblin threw a grenade to blow it up. He finally manages to hold on to the side of the building, but the Green Goblin charged at him with a blade on his glider. Spider-Man disappeared, and when the Green Goblin was searching for him, he appeared from under his glider and shot a web at his eyes, momentarily blinding him. Even when blind, the Green Goblin flew the glider close enough to the building to scrape Spider-Man off it. While unable to remove the web from his eyes, Green Goblin randomly shoots at Spider-Man, blind, and disappears. Spider-Man returned to the building and explained Norman and Harry that the one he had just fought was the real Green Goblin. Norman speculates that voice and technology can be copied, but Spider-Man is confidential that it's real. Given the words and slick moves he uses, Harry wonders how he wound up with Green Goblin costume and thinks someone must have set him up. When Spider-Man asks who had access to Global and Green, Norman immediately calls Oscorp security to capture Donald Mencken. Norman explained that Global and Green was his personal project and showed it to his family in Hubris. The only other person who knows of its existence is Donald Mencken, who he suspects is a Green Goblin. While trying to find Mencken's home address, security confirmed that his personal life had been wiped off the servers. He claims that the only people with clearance are himself or Mencken. With Mencken hiding, Norman promises Spider-Man to find him after nearly killing his son and betraying his family. The next day, Peter and Gwen met and wonders if they had already broken up with their partners. Peter claims he will do it after lunch when Mary Jane Watson arrives. Mary Jane finds them acting suspicious and suspects they have finally been honest with each other's feelings. Later at lunch, Peter's meets with Liz, who finds him acting curiously after he puts ketchup all over his cup. When Peter tries to break up with her, Liz can't believe it and realizes everyone is there. She then decides to act like she is the one who broke up with him and walks up. Gwen later meets Peter, who explains that she has talked with Ariel as she has not seen him at school. They later try to look for him on campus when they find Professors Kurt and Martha Connors packing up. They explain that although they cannot go into detail, they will be leaving New York. Martha explains that they will continue their work in Florida, while Dr. Warren will take over the lab. Spider-Man later returns to Oscorp and overhears Norman on the phone about where Mencken might be hiding. Spider-Man immediately takes off after hearing the address, while Harry suggests and his father follow him to meet with Mencken. Harry explains that he ordered the chopper under his father's name, claiming it would be the fastest way to get there. When wondering where the pilot is, Harry suggests he will be driving it. After all, he did make him get a license to fly one. Spider-Man arrives just in time to confront Mencken, who claims he is the Green Goblin, but suddenly knockout gas fills the room. Green Goblin shows up and lifts Spider-Man in the air. Harry and Norman are also close by and notice the room is filled with gas. Harry flies close to the building enough to break the glass windows and air out of the place. Green Goblin then throws a grenade at Spider-Man, and he uses the explosion to jump over him and pull him away from the glider. Spider-Man then restrains him using his web, but he breaks free using his powers. They then exchange punches in the air as they free fall from a height. Green Goblin calls for his glider using his remote, while Spiderman scales off the walls and sticks close to Green Goblin. Spiderman is being pulled when he attaches his web to the glider with Harry and Norman behind them. As he traps Spiderman towards some water tanks on the roof, Green Goblin cuts Spiderman's web when guns appear from the water tanks and shoots grenades everywhere. Spiderman later realizes that Green Goblin had been prepared and booby-trapped the place. When Spiderman clears the landmines, he is later confronted by goth squads armed to their teeth with guns that shoot at him. When he gets past him, pumpkinheads and flying aircraft chase him that vomit acid all over the place. Green Goblin joins the fray and knocks down Spiderman from web slinging. In his quick thinking, Spiderman used his web to force the flying aircraft to attack each other and take them out. Spiderman then disposes of the flying aircraft and the goth squad. Harry wondered who else could be the Green Goblin, if not for him, his father or Mankin, and suspected that it could have been his mom. When Spiderman got caught off guard, he got blown away by the grenade shooters. When he came close to the building with all the traps disposed of, Spiderman focuses on the Green Goblin, who slingshots himself and throws an uppercut at him. He then jumps on the back of the Green Goblin while distracting his face without its web. When Spiderman accidentally tears off his mask, Green Goblin flies past the chopper and Harry sees his father on the glider. After realizing what happened, Harry is confident that the man he is with right now is not his real father. He knows his father never apologizes to anyone, Spiderman included. When Harry removes the fake Norman's mask, he finds the chameleon was pretending Norman Osborn, making Norman the real Green Goblin. He then chases Spiderman with grenades. Norman explains that he created Global and Green, realizing its potential. Instead of drinking it directly, he inhales it in small doses of gaseous form, increasing his strength, agility, and intelligence with no significant side effects like blackout and total control of his actions. Norman explains that he didn't initially work with the chameleon during his last attack, as the Green Goblin at Oscorp when he tried to steal the cobweb inhibitor. He found another him as one of the witnesses who turned out to be the chameleon trying to steal company secrets for another competitor. He later realized he could use chameleon, so he hired him to keep Spiderman off his back while laying out a trap for him. Spiderman claims to have seen him limp away when he crashed during his last encounter with Green Goblin. Norman claims he faked the limp, and when he saw Harry pass out from drinking Global and Green, he thought he would frame up Harry for being the Green Goblin instead. He dressed him up while still unconscious and broke his leg to completely the facade. When Spiderman calls him out for framing up his son, Norman claims he is protecting him and making him a better man. Spiderman then got close to the Green Goblin, slipping one of his grenades and blew it up in the air, with Harry witnessing everything. The next day, Harry holds a funeral for Norman Osborn, who claims his father is sick and a victim of Global and Green. Harry explains to have known firsthand how it changes a person. He then criticizes Spiderman for killing his father when he should have helped him. He then hugs Gwen, claiming that he would not know what to do without her, and she is the only thing in his life keeping him sane and away from the Green Goblin. Realizing how Harry's life turned out, Peter and Gwen knew it was not right time to be together, so Gwen chose to stay with Harry. Spiderman finds solace in that, despite Harry having lost a father and how he doesn't have Gwen, he believes all is well, with the city safe and the Green Goblin gone forever. Later at the airport, Norman Osborn is seen very much alive under the alias of Roman. So guys, this amazing movie ends here. Guys, do tell me how you like the movie. Let's meet in another amazing movie. Till then, bye.